This video is to entice about 10 more of you to our play retreat that's happening up in Port Townsend at the end of this month, January 2010. And so this first thing I want to show you is a technique that Tracy is going to be teaching using Sculpey and molds that we make from toys and various objects around the house. He made this and then he was thinking it'd be a really super cool pen, so I think the next time he makes one he's going to try that. This is a box that he made that opens, and you can make any shape box, and it's got leather on the back, wire. He's going to be showing how to make an entire journal with this bookbinding technique as well as the Copic stitch. And this is a book cover I did, which we haven't made it into a book yet, which I'll probably do up at the fort. But the background that I used on this is this ice resin, which Tracy just took a class from Susan Leonard-Casmer and learned how to use it, and now we think it's super duper cool. So we're going to have some of this for sale up there and for you to play around with. And we can show you some other cool techniques for using this. This retreat is about, we like to have about 40 people come to it. A lot of the people are return attendees from the past few years, and we do demos during the retreat, but a lot of people bring stuff that they want to work on themselves, and they look at it as just a time to be with other people and but also create for 3 days straight. Each person gets a 6-foot table all to themselves, but they're in a room with other people. Something else, Tracy and I do a lot of demos during the retreat, and this will probably be one. I know a couple of attendees that are planning on being there have asked me if they could bring their sewing machine to do their own thing up at the fort, and I said totally fine. I recently made this journal where I used the sewing machine on the pages, and it was really fun. I've already started journaling on those pages, but just to show you kind of what I'm talking about, this is kind of doing weird pages and then sewing them into a journal. So, you know, this isn't a formal demo, but I am happy, you know, when we're up there, you can pick Tracy's in my brain all you want, and we'll tell you pretty much how we do anything that you've ever seen. So that's an idea if you want to bring your sewing machine and work on something like that. I can also show you how I bind. That's the back. And it's a pretty simple binding method, but there's a few tricks and techniques to it that make it a little bit easier. I will also be doing a short little demo on how I journal, and most of the people that have been there have heard this a couple of times now, so, but I'm always happy to talk to people about how I do it if they have not heard it before. So this is my 16-page journal, and we will have paper available for you up there if you want to make something like this. There's also a really cool bookstore in town, not a bookstore, an art supply store. So if you get up there and suddenly, let's say you want to make some of these little charms, but you didn't really bring the supplies for it, they probably have them, or we'll probably have them. We bring about a quarter of our art room up to the fort so people can play. We bring paper cutter. I want to show you this journal just because I just started making it, or I just made it in the last couple of days. Instead of sewing on those pages, I just use tape, and those of you who have seen my blog know that I've become kind of crazy about this Japanese tape lately. So anyways, this journal was given to me by a friend, and all of the little pages in it were pretty short, and I really wanted to make them longer. Some of them were longer, but this is another original page, but I just wanted to extend them. So it was pretty fun going through and taping more paper onto what was already there. So something else, bring your tape if you got tape, and we'll put together a really cool book for you. The airbrush system that we have is the Copic airbrush system, and this is a page in Tracy's journal where he's used it, and it looks like this. This is all bent, but it's still usable. You can see how much we use this, and you insert a pen into this and you press like that. It's pretty fun. I've been doing a lot of airbrushing myself lately, and we bring up a huge box of stencils for you to play with. So that's always fun, and people kind of sit in the corner and stencil their heart out in their journal, and it doesn't really stink too bad. It doesn't really stink at all, but we might. So one other thing that we're going to have there is we do a lot of stuff with these foam stamps, where you take molds like this, for instance, and you heat this up and you press it into there, and then this one, that's what it looks like once it's stamped. So that's pretty cool. So we have just a lot of little tiny things that we think are pretty cool that we'd love to show everyone up at the retreat. One more thing that we usually teach to anybody who wants to learn is that I've been doing lately, and this is daily drawing diary. So that's something that it's more like a calendar in a journal, and we can talk about that sort of thing too. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. My daughter Tiffany, who I have a picture of right here, that's Tracy and me, by the way. Hello. And there's Tiffany. She's going to be teaching a class at this retreat on self-portrait pen work, and then watercoloring it in. And it's a super popular class at Art Fest, and she's agreed to teach it for us at Play because it's super fun too.
And I'll be talking about Lomo cameras and toy cameras and stuff too. We'll do a whole segment on cameras.
Yay!